What are you getting, Grizzle?
I think I'll have a McDouble.
Okay. With maple syrup? I'm getting 3 DLMs. Ready? Yeah, we're gonna turn around. It's so light. I know.
Lift with your legs.
We should weigh it. I don't know if I have a scale, but it'd be nice just to say like definitively this is how much it weighs. You don't want to grab those forks, I don't think.
Alright, Kyle, what's up?
Okay, so once you got the transmission out, you're going to want to take your clutch out if that's what you're doing. You need to do 6 of these bolts to remove the clutch. They look just like whoop, that one there. And then if you're going to be replacing it, all you got to do is take them out. But if you're going to be putting the clutch back in, the same one for whatever reason, you need to remove the bolts together. Otherwise you can damage some of the springs inside the clutch. You don't want to take them out one at a time. You want to kind of loosen them off kind of in a pattern, the same way as if you were tightening, something like that. So just something to keep in mind. And yeah, we're just about ready to take this apart. Ooh, look at that shiny new surface.
Oh, looks like a disc.
Yeah, super nice. So, get this out of here. Alright, now let's come take a look at this, man.
Okay, I'm seeing it. What do we have here?
Okay, so we got a brand new clutch that we're swapping out, the old and the new. Basically, this one's not too bad. Like it's probably fine for quite a while yet, but we're just swapping out because we're under here anyway, so it's worth it. With the new clutch, you get new pilot bearings, so we're going to go under there and replace that. Clutch alignment tool. Looks like this piece of plastic, just helps you to put everything back in and align it again. Handy to have, and then they come with some spline grease too, which is great. But yeah, that's our new clutch. Takes 6 of these bolts, and they go in around and bolt in. Pretty simple. Probably pretty much the easiest part of the whole job, I would say. Wasn't bad. And that's how it works.
What are you doing there?
Okay, so remember when we made that bread? Well, now it's gonna come in handy. I got my fresh home-baked slice here. But don't worry, if you don't have your own bread maker, you can go to your local supermarket and get your own slice. But basically we need it to remove the pilot bearing. I would recommend replacing them, because if it goes later, you're gonna have to do all of this again, and you don't want to have to do that. But basically, getting it out kind of sucks. You need a special tool for it. But in our case, we're gonna use bread to act as a hydraulic fluid. So we're just gonna crush it up and shove it in there, right inside there. And the nice thing about the bread is, once it gets crushed together nice, it comes out in one lump. It's easy to clean up, and it just works pretty good. So you shove this in. Then what I've done, once I got it nice and full of bread, is I've taken a standard ratchet extension and taped up the end just to make a better seal. And I'm just going to stick it in and hammer, and it should just pop that bearing right out. Yeah, okay, that should be good. I think we're gonna need more bread. What?
More bread.
Yeah, there's no going back now. Good thing I got lots. You don't have to record all of this, but you can, I guess. We'll just fast forward to the part where it comes out, because I'm getting sketched out, but it's okay. I'm shoving bread into my truck. You guys understand that? Like, that's just not a good idea. But I believe the guy on the internet. You told me it would work. More bread. I think I'm gonna need more tape too.
Does it matter if the bread is white or whole wheat?
I assume it does. Ow. Ow. I think this would work with better tape. Alright, so I know we were talking about using bread. I got that idea from YouTube. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Now I just have a pilot bearing full of bread. We're gonna get it out though. We believe it's gonna work, but might take another minute. Griffin's under there working really hard, eh, Griffin?
Yeah. Hey, what's going on?
I'm just giving her, eh? So what we're doing right now is we're sanding the flywheel down with some emery cloth. Basically, normally you'd want to take it out and have it machined, but in this case, it's in such good condition that we're just gonna give it a quick polish, and then we'll be able to assemble it again. I taped over the pilot bearing so that we didn't get any debris or anything inside the bearing. I want to keep it clean. Ideally, you would do this before you put the bearing back in, but I didn't. So yeah, pretty much finished up, and then we're gonna put the clutch on. Oh, and also you want to sand the same way that the machining rings would be, so like around it, not up and down on it, but like with the grain, if you will. Okay, so you get your tool. You want to stick your tool in the part that sticks out further of the clutch. It should just slide right in. Then you're going to take the other end and stick that into the pilot bearing. Just like so. And then your handy dandy friend is going to pass you the clutch casing. Whoops. Just like so.
Do we need to clean that before it goes in?
Yes.
Just checking.
Pass me the brake clean. Make sure all of your surfaces have been cleaned with brake clean and wiped down. Don't touch them with your fingers. Make sure you get no oil on them of any sort or kind. And just quickly washing this off. And then it can go right on. Okay. And I got one of the shims in. Okay, there you go. So there's 3 shims or dowels that stick out that it kind of lines right up. I can actually let go right now and it doesn't fall before I put the screws in. Do you have the wrench too?
Yeah. Grabs all wrench.
You need an extension?
Yeah. What size is this again, to remind the gentlemen, the ladies and gentlemen?
The folks at home?
What?
It's a 10.
You gotta torque these babies down to 20 foot-pounds. Make sure you use a torque wrench. You do not want to over-tighten stuff in here. Bad things will happen for the next guy that has to remove it. And then you just pull out your little handy-dandy aligner tool, and boom, she's aligned for the transmission. Also, I should mention that I did grease that spline before I put it in there, and I greased the transmission shaft, and I made sure I worked it in on both of them a little bit so that we wouldn't have any problems fitting the transmission in. And that is the next step, putting the transmission back in.
Come in.
Damn it! Should I do it again?
Okay.
Here, bitches!
Hold on.
What's up? Whoa! Autographs all around!
What's that noise? Okay.
I need to get in here. So what you got going on here?
Blaine, why are you here?
Why I'm here? Well, to finish the job, obviously. Obviously, the job hasn't been done when I've been gone, so there you go. If I show up, the job's gonna get finished. It's usually how it goes. I don't think that's how it goes at all.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Step 1, start dodge.